russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. This is a very good question I want to ask you. I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. Has Tony Khan lost the locker room?
Oh, yeah.
A long time ago?
Oh, yeah, way long time ago. It's only a handful. He's only got a handful of guys that still are like,
okay,
that know how to deal with them. Everybody else is just giving up.
Let me ask you this. If you lose the locker room, is there any way to get it back? And what would Tony Khan have to do to get the locker room back? How about that?
Good guy.
Is it impossible at this point?
No, but his biggest mistake has been misidentifying the talent and where their position on the card should be, right? You get it back by drawing more people. Like when we started, the WCW started the rise of you could just see the arenas were getting louder. They were, you're going on a house show. It's been 3 months now. Then maybe you had a week off, and now you're going on a house show loop, and here it's all sold out. I was like, wow, we're so you're hot. You do that because you got a lot of hot guys at the top of the card, and your top angles are like the best things on the show, and and the underneath stuff's decent, right? Bro, their top angle has been atrocious. The Jon Moxley, everybody's been shitting on it. And here's a guy that obviously is not listening to anybody, is continuing the course, and just continuing to book Jon Moxley as a champion. And everybody can see the numbers are down, the ratings stink, the houses suck, and Jon Moxley's on top. So he's that's how you lose the locker room. When you're letting the champ book his own stuff, run roughshod over everybody, the show stinks, and the underneath guys go, well, what are we doing here? So what can he do? Like we've always said, put your best talent against each other in compelling episodic weekly television. You got a lot of pros that can do that, but you got Daniel Garcia in the middle of these angles, and he's like, bro, nobody looks at that guy as a top guy.
Yeah.
And this guy's this guy's been on more main events on that show than MJF has.
Khan loves him.
He loves it. Bro, you tell me the veterans on that show that think they should be positioned higher, that are making more money than the kid, and wonder, well, why are we pushing this kid like this?
Yeah.
That's how you're losing the locker room. He puts guys on that show against the top guys for no reason whatsoever. Will Ospreay's doing nothing.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be he's just a random throwaway match guy against some random guy every week now. He was supposed to, bro, the guy doesn't know what he's doing. We said that, it's very easy to book, to get a company, and then book 3 months of television. That's not the most difficult thing to do. You could actually get, bro, you booked with Matt Conway for crying out loud. There's a guy that does, I'm saying, but it's not hard. You could sit there with Matt Conway, but over the course of 3, 4, 5 years, would you take an inexperienced guy that doesn't really know the internet, and then think he's going to know how to turn things around when his go-to voices are the dirt sheet people?
Okay, let me ask you a question, because we talked about the future of the WWE. Okay, mm-hmm. Bro, 5 years from now, is AEW just still going like it's going because this dude's a billionaire? I mean, that's it. I mean, you
got to be a tax write-off, bro. When you talk about the exorbitant, it's not like Vince McMahon, where Vince, because his company grew, he became a billionaire.
Right.
And then at the company, the stock was going down. He was actually literally losing money because the stock price was falling in his company. Right. But bro, it's not like Vince had $10 billion.
No,
that was his that was his income. His he was invested in. Tony Khan's not invested in AEW. That's a little toy for him to play with. You know what I'm saying? He's not at risk of losing his fortune like Vince was.
Yeah, bro. People,
right?
People forget, bro. Vince could not pay Bret Hart's contract.
Right.
Guy's contract he could not afford to pay.
So how is a guy that loves doing this and loves that has more money than he could buy? He could have bought WWE. Tony Khan could have bought. Imagine what WWE would be right now if Tony Khan bought it.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine, bro? My God.
Daniel Garcia versus Hook in the WrestleMania main event. The funniest thing is, you ever listen to Nash? Whenever he talks about that show, he just always refers to Hook as Taz's kid.
Does he really?
Taz's kid. So yeah, but the he's lost a lot in there for sure.